The old preacher man stood there in the pulpit, the church house that was empty almost.
Thank you for joining us for the Ironman Men of the Second Mile podcast. We continue now with the interview with Pastor Randy Bell.
Well, Jason, there's an old saying in the Army: there's the right way, there's the wrong way, and there's the Army way.
Oh man,
Because on my spectrum, my resume, you might say, I had Spanish in high school, junior high school, and high school. I had French, a year of French in college, and now I get sent to Germany. At least I could have gone to Puerto Rico or somewhere.
Yes.
You know, but it was right way, wrong way, Army way.
Army way.
But God did that because I needed
God's way, right?
Yes,
God did that.
yes.
God did that.
That's about
God's
right.
way.
Sometimes it's right way, wrong way, and God's way,
Yes.
which is totally different, right way and wrong way.
Right. People go, this is the right way.
That's right.
And some people go, that's the wrong way.
So I
And
met,
then sometimes God goes,
yeah,
let's just do it my way.
yeah, that's right, exactly right. But I met a guy there. I got assigned to a small. They had broken up the military in Germany into small, you might say, battalions. 700 men here, 700. So if the Russians sent a bomb over, they just wouldn't wipe all of us out at one time. And our objective was to hold the Russians for 2 days.
Oh, wow.
That was the Cold War. Yeah. And so I made the best of my, and it was boring. I lived right across from where my office was. I'd go to breakfast at 7, be at my office at 7:30, and just start to work on paperwork and getting everything lined up in the morning report. And but I met a guy in the mailroom who became a good friend, Rod Bayshore, out of Miami, Tampa, Florida. And Rod controlled the mail for the whole, you might say, concern. That's what they would call it. And 700 men. And I'll tell you this side story about Rod. He came to my office one day. He said, Randy, look at this paper. And he handed the paper to me. And I said, oh, very interesting. I said, are you and I going to apply? And he handed me another sheet. And I said, I'll type it up real quick. And I'll get CO to sign it. And he had a stack. A stack. I said, is there any way you can hold that stack up for about 3 days? Because it was temporary duty. They call it TDY. Temporary duty at Garmisch Berchtesgaden to go to a snow ski school.
Oh, my goodness.
We stayed in the Red Rooster Hotel.
Wow.
3 meals a day, good German meals, and learned how to snow ski.
Wow. Learned
I
to
guess
snow ski in Germany.
Guess who two got chosen?
The two who...
Me and Rod, who put our notice in and got it in first.
Yes, absolutely.
And I knew where to mail it to. And I put stamps on it and mailed it immediately that day.
Oh, man.
And the CO was signing so many things, he just lifted up and signed it, lifted up and signed it.
Right.
And he'd say, is all this legitimate? And I said, yes, sir.
Yes.
It was.
It was.
And they were hoping to, from each concern around Germany, is train a couple of guys who could know how to snow ski, so that when the Russians came, if we had no other means of carrying a message, put the message in that guy's jacket and start skiing to the next place.
Wow.
So
It had a purpose.
a real purpose for the Cold War.
Right.
They were preparing for war. It was imminent, we thought.
Right.
But Rod found a Church of God Christian ministry down in Esslingen, which was down the mountain from where we were, and so we went to church down there.
Wow.
Now, I knew enough of the Baptist doctrine.
Sure.
There's
Sure.
some things I didn't believe.
Sure.
you know.
But it was probably great to fellowship with brothers and
Oh
sisters.
yeah, there wasn't a lot there, but Rod and I and the preacher, that was fine for us.
Oh, man.
And down every German home has got a cellar, which is whitewashed.
Okay.
It's sealed off with water, and it is down in the earth. That was the prayer room. You didn't go to the upper room. You went,
Upper room and the lower room.
and we could go there, anytime we wanted to.
Right.
They had their living places, of course, were private. So that helped me get through. And one night at my room, about 3 months before I left Germany, I had been listening some cassette tapes of, and the pastor there, or the minister there, missionary, had given us some tapes. So they had a camp meeting in Frankfurt.
Oh, wow.
And I got some good old-fashioned singing
Oh, my.
and things going on. And so I got down beside my bunk, Jason, and I prayed. And I said, Lord, I know I've been disobedient, but I really want to serve you. And I rededicated my life.
Hey, man.
And he gave me, I think, Ephesians 2:11, you which were far off are brought nigh by the blood of Christ. And
Oh, my.
so I was ready now to get married,
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
but I still didn't want to be a preacher.
right.
One thing I did when I was in there, I took advantage. I saved my time, my vacation time, and I took a 30-day leave. I sent $200 to my brother, Lamar, who was at Carrollton, Georgia, working on his master's degree in mathematics. And I said, go to the travel agent, and I still have it. I want you to get me a Eurail pass.
Oh, wow.
It's a little plastic card, and it was first class for 30 days. So I took a 30-day leave, and where I was at near Stuttgart, Germany, you go south to Italy. You could go east to Paris.
Right.
You could go around, you go north to Hamburg and go up to the Scandinavian countries. So I took a week and went to Italy, and I had an experience in the Vatican that was unusual.
Oh, wow.
I went to I got a room there in Italy, not just a couple blocks from the Vatican, and I went to the Vatican, and there was no security in those days.
Right.
Now you got to go through 2 levels.
Yeah. Swiss Guard are out there.
Yeah. Well, they have civilian guards too.
Yeah. But
And a lot of them are black that are Catholics that are guarding the place and monitoring dress wear. They'll make you.
I've seen that.
They'll make you wrap up now. They didn't in those days, but most people were modest in their dress in 72.
Daily attire.
73, I think it was summer 73 I did that. And so I saw this group, and the leader had a little flag, and everybody saw the flag. That's who they was going. She
Follow
was
that tour
speaking
guide.
English.
Oh.
She was giving description of everything. You could look and see the Sistine Chapel through some bars and see all that was painted. So I just got in with the group.
Follow
Then
the
we
flag.
went down towards the big altar,
Yes.
and a priest came and opened a door. We went down in the belly of the Vatican.
Oh.
And they said to the interpreter, the tourist guide, she said, we're going to go see where Peter is buried. Okay. And so we went down about, 2 stories probably, and got there and went into this room about twice the size of your office. And there behind a glass you could see it. You couldn't see the body, but you could see it was like a tomb.
Right.
And that was where Peter supposedly was buried.
Right.
And they had a little,
That's under the basilica, Peter's
yes,
basilica there.
way under.
Yeah.
And probably, I don't know, they probably, if I was thinking, they probably buried Peter right underneath where, if you went up,
They had
where
that-
the pulpit was.
Right.
Right
that
under
podium
there.
is right
Yeah,
there.
that's what I think. And so they had a little tourist shop there as the next room you go out.
Okay.
Well, I got over in the tourist shop, And I wasn't paying attention. They all left. And I'm still looking and seeing what, and this cardinal.
Oh.
This cardinal came in. The lady behind the counter must have called him. He came in. Now, I'd been in the military, and I had Army drill sergeants.
Yes.
And I had a mama.
Yes.
And I knew not to say a word. You keep your mouth shut.
Yes.
You look them right in the eye.
Yes.
I have never felt more of a demonic presence.
Oh, my.
When that guy approached me, I saw him come. I turned around. I stood at attention, looked at him right in the eye. He spoke in Italian or Latin. I don't know what he spoke in. I have a feeling he might have cussed me out.
Right. Right.
I saw the exit door. When he got through talking, I calmly walked to the exit door and left.
Yes.
I never felt a more demonic spirit
My goodness.
encountering any person.
Yeah.
Now, I've had some demonic experiences, but
But
this was a living man.
emanating from a
This was a living man with a red cardinal
right.
robe, everything. Well, I traveled to every free capital in Europe. I had to go through Paris a lot.
Right.
And Paris has got about 5 train stations. You got to use the trolley to go to the next train station to go north or south.
Right.
And one of the funny experiences, if you want to hear this one,
Yes.
I wanted to go to Spain.
Okay.
And so I thought, well, Pamplona.
Yeah.
Pamplona has a reputation
Yes.
of the running of the bulls.
That's right.
Well, I want to go see Pamplona. So when I got out of Paris and went down to the Spanish border, the train stopped. It wouldn't go across the border. I got out. I said, El tren, estación. And the guy went, okay. Because I got to go over there and I got to go through immigrations and custom. European Union was not in
Right.
tune at that time. And so and I saved all my coins. They're still at the house.
Oh, wow.
They're all predated 1973, I believe.
Right. Yeah, they would be.
And but I changed and got bills and changed. And but it was a saloon. The swinging doors. I was looking
yes,
for.
hold on, yard.
I was looking for Matt Dillon somewhere.
Yeah, yes.
And I mean, there's the bar, and over here's a little window with a train station. And I showed him my Eurail, and he pointed me over there's where the train to be in. Got on the train. It's a steam train.
Whoa.
I go from modern electric to a steam train, and I get a seat. We're going, and I see a soldier go by with a weapon. Then I see a different soldier go by with a weapon. So I get up, and when he comes back, I'd ask him in Spanish, why? He looked at me straight and said, "Banditos."
Wow.
You mean they have bandits?
You got train
That
robbers.
in 1973,
You got steam
they
engines
stopped-
and train robbers.
They still rob the train here in Spain? I thought to myself.
Right.
We go to Pamplona, and I get off not knowing it's the San Fermin Festival in progress.
Oh, my goodness.
They haven't run the bulls that morning. Mm-hmm. So I walk in, and I see this is full of people. And I find a fence, because they run them from one corral to another corral
Right.
across town. Next day, they run them back the other way.
Right.
And so I climb up an 8-foot fence, sit on top, holding on. And boom, a cannon goes off over here.
Oh.
And here comes a bunch of bulls just run. And these guys in red shirts and whatever,
Right.
they're running, and they're smart. They're running beside them, not with them, in front of them. And one guy, right across from me, the building's in Den Inn, and he goes over there and hides. And then another cannon goes off, which means there's a bull or two that did not leave that corral.
Yeah, right.
And they got to get them out of that corral so they can be prepared the next day. Well, lo and behold, that bull is like Ferdinand. He is just going along slow. He's not.
Yes.
And this guy's hid in a red jacket across from me.
Okay.
And the bull comes and the bull sees him. The bull squares up.
Oh, my.
He's charging this guy. This guy ducks the bull, goes right under the fence I'm hanging on to, and the bull turns and hits the post
Oh, wow.
that I'm 8 feet up on top
Oh,
of.
my goodness.
I'd have made European news if I'd fell off and landed on top of that bull.
You're not kidding.
I bought a rotisserie chicken for $1, the whole chicken.
Oh,
I was
wow.
hungry. I ate it all.
Ate it all.
Couldn't find a place to rent. Couldn't.
Oh.
So I found a park bench. I had my passport and everything in a little pack on my side,
Right.
and I laid on top of it my money, my passport, my military ID, and I'm ready to leave.
Right.
I mean, it's so much fun.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And a guy in my unit came by, and he said, I said, what are you doing? He said, I'd already gone to the train station, found out you had to have a reservation for a seat to leave the town. And I said, I want one. He said, well, it'll be 3 days.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't want to spend my vacation 3 days in this place. I already seen what I want to see.
Yes.
And I thought, well, I'm going to go to the town square. I'm going to go the same direction as the train station. I'm going to hitchhike. Because in those days, I hitchhiked in Germany. And you could hitchhike on the Autobahn. Hitchhiked. I'm going to hitchhike down to the next town, find the train station, go over and get a seat there.
Wow.
So he said, you want to leave? I said, sure. He said, well, just follow me. We're going to get on the train. I said, we don't have a reservation. He said, no, we can't get one, but we don't need one. And I said, and he said, just have your train ticket and your passport handy and your military ID, because that time, and maybe still be, Spain was very friendly to the U.S. military.
Yes.
And he said, and don't speak a word in Spanish. I knew a little Spanish, and he knew that. So the train pulled in, and there's 3 cars and a baggage car.
Okay.
And so we just get in with the crowd, and they not checking anything. We get on the train. We go past the first car, the second car, the third car. We go in the baggage car
Oh, wow.
and sit on the steps.
Wow.
Well, train pulls off. We're leaving. That's what I wanted.
Yes.
Leave that place.
Yes.
And and the
Wow.
conductor starts at the front and checks everybody's reservation and ticket and all that. Comes back and he must have cussed us out in Spanish for 30 minutes, but he didn't lay a hand on us. We both held up our military ID, and the guy with me said, we got to be in Madrid tonight in Spanish,
Wow.
which was a lie,
Right.
but he took it as an excuse. And we eventually went down 2 or 3 cow stops, and he came back and motioned us, put us in a seat. We went in.
Wow.
We had paid for the train ticket.
Sure. Sure.
It wasn't like we stole
No.
it.
No.
Well, stayed in Barcelona a couple of days, stayed in Madrid. No, went through Barcelona, stayed in Madrid a couple of days. I had a Folders, still have that book, 1973 Folders European travel book.
Wow.
Showed all the major things in a town that you want to see, museums. I want to go to a lot of the museums and see things that I'd read about in high school and college. So I decided, we stayed in a room, 3 of us together, and my friend that was my unit, he said, where are you going next? I said, well, I want to go to Portugal.
Right.
And we're this close. Let's go.
Go to Portugal.
Go to Lisbon. Got on the train. We got in the city limits of Lisbon. There are soldiers in the back of deuce and a half trucks everywhere.
Oh, wow.
We finally get in the station. There are soldiers everywhere. My friend said, what are you going to do? I said, well, I'm going to check the schedule. I'm going to get an overnight ride back to Paris.
Yes.
I'm not staying here.
Right.
Looks a little shaky. Because I would ride the train at night, Jason.
Right.
The seats in the first class, and there's hardly anybody in first class.
Right.
The seats would fold out and be flat and you could sleep on them.
Oh, yes.
And that was my bed a lot of times.
Right. That worked great.
I may have smelled pretty bad at times. But I'd go back to Stuttgart or go back to Esslingen and Elgin Barracks, and I'd get a shower and go to the PX and get some more food.
Right.
But I would go by the, in the towns, I'd go by the little stores, little grocery stores, and I'd go and buy cheese and meat.
Excellent.
And, I lived that way. I rarely stopped at a restaurant because I didn't have the money.
Right.
But got to Lisbon. I got back at the train station about 4 o'clock, heading to Paris, and I'm praying this thing moves. And finally it pulled out. When I wake up the next morning in Paris, I look out the window and I see the newspapers, coup d'etat in Lisbon.
Oh, my goodness.
And I asked my friend about a month later, I saw him back in the office. He came through the office.
Yes.
And I said, how was your stay in Lisbon? He said, it was terrible. He said, I was quarantined to my room for 3 or 4 days. They closed down the roads, no cars, no planes, no trains. Nothing left Lisbon for 3 days.
An actual coup d'etat.
A real coup d'etat. The
real
generals
coup
kicked the president out and took over control of the government.
And then here he is.
And I left.
He's in a soft prison for several days.
He
basically.
was.
I mean,
He said, "I only thing I do is look out the window. Didn't have a television. Yeah, I was
Wow.
stuck there for 3 days.
my goodness.
I went to Norway, Sweden, Finland. Went by the Iron Curtain one time.
Oh, wow.
The train came within 2 football fields of the Iron Curtain. You could see
To
it.
see it.
It was 25, 30 feet tall.
Goodness.
Horrendous. I got out of the Army. I called Mary long distance. I had saved my money. I didn't have really much to spend it. I really become so bored in the Army. There was a sign at the library, help wanted.
Okay.
I went and talked to the librarian. I said, I'm willing to work. And she said, well, how many months you got left? And I said, I got about 4 months. Well, I'm looking for somebody more permanent. I said, well, I'll check back with you. Well, a couple of days later, she couldn't find nobody
Right.
because they're working night shift.
Yes.
And so I'd get off work, go get something to eat at the mess hall, go down there, and she told me what she wanted done. Put the books in order.
Right.
These books are returned, put them back in file, and check every shelf to make sure every book is in the right place.
Right.
The first night I did half the library. And it was pretty long. I mean, it was pretty big.
Good size library.
And she came to work came and saw me the next day she saw me. And she said, you did all that? I said, yeah.
Oh,
So I'm going to do the rest of it tonight.
wow.
She was, well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, she is thrilled with that.
Because she couldn't get nobody to do what
Right,
she wanted
right.
to do.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
we got married. Lamar was at West Georgia. We joined Beulah Baptist Church. I was living out on Lovern Road, I think it was. And I rented it from one of the professors there at the college. I knew him.
Beulah Baptist in
Carrollton, Georgia.
In Carrollton.
Beulah Baptist Church, Carrollton, Georgia. And Lamar was already a member there.
Okay.
We moved out, just she and I. We didn't have any children at that time. And he wanted to charge me rent. And I went to him and I said, look, this house is run down. If you'll buy the material, Mary and I will paint it, fix it up. I can roof it. You'll buy the roofing. I can roof it. I'll take the roofing off, put new roofing on. I'll redo any plumbing, electrical work. And by the time we left that house, I mean, it looked brand new.
Wow.
And we were buying another place over near the church we're going to. Well, I was taking an education course, and the guy told me, my professor, he had an interesting question. If you're teaching school, if you're a principal, superintendent, and you go to this small Georgia community, what 2 persons should you try to make a good impression on? I had no idea. This guy had been a teacher He'd been a high school principal. He had been a superintendent of schools. Now he's teaching education course. So he knew what he's talking about.
Sure.
He'd been through the ranks. He said, the first person you ought to go meet with a positive attitude is the barber. There's only one barber in town.
He's going to tell everybody whatever.
You go in there and say, well, I'm the new principal over here at this high school. I am so excited to be here. We're going to have a great year. I'm going to help these teachers all I can. And he said, you just pour it on. And said, that guy cuts everybody's hair in town. And you know how men talk in barbershops.
Oh, yes.
He said
Yes.
and so I thought, now who's the second person? The banker? He said, no, not the banker. He said, the undertaker. He knows every family in this county.
Oh, my.
He's buried all of their young'uns,
Wow.
all of their forefathers.
Wow.
You go to him
You make a good
and get an appointment with him and just say, I just want to let you know I'm the new principal at this high school and we're going to have a great year. And I want to meet you because you know a lot of families, you helped them in their time of grief. And if I have a problem, I may be calling you if I could to help do some counseling.
Wow.
And he said, that's the two persons.
Two people.
Now that's wisdom, Jason. Doesn't come out of the textbook.
Yes. Yes.
And I learned a lot from him.
Wow.
But he said, well, you go over and apply for a job. A middle school has got a vacancy. There's a teacher that's pregnant, and she's going to have a baby in January, and they need a math teacher.
Wow.
And I said, I went over there. I said, well, he's going to give me my grade, so I might want to go do an interview.
Yes.
And so I went over. Mr. McClendon at 3:15, I walked in his office. He asked all these questions, and then he asked me, will you take the job?
Wow.
And I gave him the Baptist answer that means no. I'll pray
Pray
about
about
it.
Oh, my
So when
goodness.
somebody tells you, I'll pray about
about it.
you already know it's a no,
Right. Yeah. Sadly.
sadly. And so I leave. The next morning I get the Carroll County paper and turn to the second page. Randy Bell, new teacher at middle school. Well, I guess I got to take it. I'm in the papers.
Yes.
But here's the thing. My interview was at 3:15. They start printing the paper at 2 o'clock.
It had already been released.
I'd already been elected.
Yes. Yes.
So I felt an obligation to do it instead
Right.
of. But does not.
He couldn't have stopped it at that point.
No.
If he wanted.
But does not God watch over our future?
Oh, amazingly.
Because when I came out of the Army, I had the GI Bill and I had a work study program there at the college. I knew all the math teachers. And I was holding a study hall for anybody who had a problem with freshman or sophomore or junior math or even senior math.
Right.
And but I didn't have health insurance.
Oh. And
And
God
unknown to me, in about 10 to 12 months, a little bouncing baby boy is going to come in our life,
man.
John Daniel.
John Daniel.
And so God put me in a position with a professor who knew the principal, and I had the job before I went for the interview because God says, you're going to get a job because you're going to need insurance. And those days, Georgia health insurance covered 100%.
Wow. Praise
And our three children were born there because God gave me a job
Man.
that I didn't go looking for.
And that you,
It's about like the one
and
with
you
your
gave
daddy.
a Baptist no to.
I know it.
Now, had you give a Pentecostal no, he would have had to run down there and try to stop the newspaper from
Yeah,
coming out.
yeah.
But you didn't say no. You said,
No.
I'll pray about it. And then he didn't feel the need to, it was our paper was out. And God knew.
Paper was out before I even went for before
the
he ever
interview.
met me.
Wow. God knew.
But see, I just gotten out of the Army, and it's yes sir, no sir. I mean, you had manners drilled into you
Right.
with other people,
Yes.
and so that may always makes an impression on people when you have good manners.
And God will take care of you.
Ooh, Brother, I didn't even apply for the job and I got it. Glory.
And provided the need.
Yeah, and since I got in, then when Mary finished her degree in special education, she was the teacher for the first kindergarten special education program in the state of Georgia.
Wow.
Miss Fulbright, superintendent's wife, had hired her, and because of what the principal had told the superintendent, Mr. Fulbright, about me, you know, my character and my mannerisms, you know.
If you're enjoying the Iron Man Men of the Second Mile podcast, please give us a follow on Spotify or a subscribe on the YouTube channel. Both of those actions will help us drive this into the public forum. Your comments can make a big difference, and also the feedback you give us will help us improve in the days ahead. We appreciate you and hope you'll continue to listen to the Iron Men, Men of the Second Mile podcast.
The way seems straight. There's a race to be run.